Update number 3 at the Northwich Makerspace, and we've made even more progress, starting with these benches, which came out of a school in Wigan, and I absolutely love them. I think they're a really good throwback to the DT days. I think anyone who's been to a high school in the UK will recognise these benches, and I love the fact they're nice and worn. So if I bought brand new ones, they'd be quadruple the cost, and I'd probably be a bit sad to use them, whereas these can get straight to work with them. We've also picked up some more equipment. We're trying to source everything second hand at the moment because we get so much more bang for our buck. That being said, we are trying to buy record power woodworking tools. I don't really want to have a woodworking shop that's like a hodgepodge of all different equipment. I kind of want to have things that match and make the space look good. So we've got this belt sander. This is record power. It's got like a disc belt sander on the front and then a belt sander. We've got this scroll saw. This is a 16-inch scroll saw. And then we've got this mortiser. If you want to cut a square hole, you use a mortiser. What would you want to make a square hole for? Well, if you're doing like a mortise and tenon joint, which is like a notch going into a hole on a bench or on a table, you'd use a mortiser. This would typically be about £300–400, but this one came off eBay for £90. So you can see we get a lot more value when we buy second-hand equipment. Good second-hand equipment that's pat tested and it works and it's good quality, but it's cheaper. We got a bench power supply. This was another little bargain pickup. So these are a few £100 for a bench power supply. But we picked this up from somebody who really liked the Northwich Makerspace. So they give me a great little deal on this. And they also chucked in a load of electronics components. So this is like a great example of how the space is going to run really. We're going to have an electronics area and we're going to have loads of community resources, free resources. And this is just an example of it. Loads of resistors, capacitors, and we've got some diodes in there, loads of different things, and they'll all be in a free resource area in the electronics area. This is an auto darkening welding helmet, and I just think this gives you a little bit of an inside scoop on what's coming. So we're gonna have a full metalworking area with proper welding equipment, auto darkening helmets. We're going to have a MIG welder, we're going to have an arc welder. So if you want to learn welding, or maybe you do know how to weld, we're looking for a few people to come, possibly residents down at the space, resident makers that are based here. So let me know in the comments if you're into your metalworking. Another great addition that we've been able to add this week is this record bandsaw. I absolutely love this. Obviously you can see we've gone for record power equipment, and everything isn't going to be record power, but where we can, we're trying to make things match. Reason why is record power offer 5-year warranties on all the gear, so you know it's good quality stuff, it's going to last, and it's safe to use. This bandsaw here is a perfect example. You listen to how smooth, how silky smooth this is. You can hardly even hear it, and it's got a nice throat size on it, and you can see it just cuts like butter. Another great addition to the working space, that's going to be going in the wood shop. It's just here for time being. But that's one of the new additions this week. We have started work as well. So last week we added the wall and we divided up the office upstairs. This week we've started putting in the framework for the social space and lounge. So underneath this existing mezzanine here, there's just a big empty void. There's just nothing there. So this is where we're going to be framing this up, walling it. We're going to be putting windows in. Now this is another little good bargain. All of the money that we've put into at the start of this project is going to go to good use. So these toughened glass windows here, we've got 7, all the same size, and they're going to be going along this wall here. We're going to have 2 and then 2. So there'll be a nice open room, and all of those came out of a conservatory in Chorley. I picked all this glass up when I was collecting the bandsaw, and all that glass was 30 quid. So we're getting some right bargains down here. The stud framing's gone in. And this is going to be lovely because we've taken a kitchen out of a house in Lethwich and we've built this framework to fit exactly how the kitchen came out. So here, there's going to be a countertop with a kitchen hob in the middle and an extractor in the centre of that nook. And then there's going to be an island that comes out about 2.5 metres here with some breakfast bars, which should make for a really nice open plan kitchen. A few more additions to the space. We've had a really great donation this week. This miter saw, this is a compound miter saw by DeWalt. And this was donated by Atkinsons of Cheshire. So the builders that are working in the space love the idea, and they've brought this down to use to build. So if you've got any equipment that you think might be suitable for us, let me know. Because we might be able to make use of it down here. We've also picked up a ruck of tools today. These are all Ferex tools. We are going to have a load of Makita power tools available, a full range of Makita power tools. But where we're going to be running little workshops, running little beginner woodworking shops where we're making bird boxes and stuff like that, you can't just have 2-3 drills, you need a lot more. So that's why we've bought all of these Ferex tools. These are a bit cheaper, but they're really good. I'm really pleased with them, and we've got loads of batteries and loads of chargers. So we've picked up 4 of these multi-sanders, and we've got 4 impact drivers and 4 combi drills. Now this is going to make a great little piece as well, because we're going to be putting all of these in shadow foam and organising these as like power tool kits that you need for basic woodworking. We've also picked up 7 glue guns, which are going to be in the craft area, and then we bought 6 of these heavy duty nail guns, which are for the craft area. And we've got loads of glue sticks. We've also got a load of Dremels. These again, in a makerspace, a Dremel is a really versatile tool. So we're going to be putting all of these in shadow foam and organising them in the toolboxes. So we've got it's a communal space. We can't just have one. So we've got 5 Dremels, which we'll be having all nicely organised. And like I say, yeah, we've got all the drills, picked up a few more stamps too. We've got a load of craft supplies already. And you might see behind me all of this insulation. We got, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 sheets of this 100mm insulation. Now these went up on Facebook Marketplace for 100 quid. I went to pick them up from Manchester, and the chap there, Vakar, said he saw the Northwich Makerspace on my profile, and he said we could have them all for free. So big thank you to Vakar. We'll be using this to kind of insulate some of the classrooms and the lounge area to make sure it's a comfortable space. So I was really happy to get all of that. We've had loads of other bits and bobs that we've been collecting in, bringing into the space ready to use. So we've got a big double bag extractor, which we've also picked up from Facebook. I've got to build that now, so we'll put all that together. We've also got another smaller extractor. We've got a table router as well. And we've got this Radial Arm Saw, which I'm not sure we're going to be keeping. This was actually chucked in when we bought this big vertical panel saw over here. This came from Leeds, and it's a fortune on its own. I don't even want to tell you how expensive it is if you buy it brand new. But we got this a really good deal from a joinery company that makes dental cabinets that were kind of like breaking down their operation. We got that really good deal, and they chucked in this Radial Arm Saw and the router as well for the Northwich Makerspace. So this is really amazing for cutting down large sheets of timber really accurately and safely and cleanly. So that's an amazing bit of kit. And last but not least, we picked up this reception desk today. This is going to be a great little addition. I think we've shown you the reception area upstairs where we've partitioned the space with that wall. Well, this desk is going to be sat proudly in front of that. We're going to put a really cool blue Makers Space logo on the front there. I think it's going to look really good. And now this, again, it was another Facebook bargain. It was a supporter of the Northwich Makerspace, someone who's seen it and they really liked the idea. It was a hair and beauty salon in Goose Tree called A Stroke of Magic. They were selling this. They did it really, really cheap for us because it was for the Northwich Makerspace. So a big thank you to them. And yeah, hopefully this looks really great up in the new reception. So if you've not already, go and check out the crowdfunder. We've not got too long left. And you can go and take out a membership for the Makerspace in advance. Obviously you can see, we're 3 weeks into the build now and things are coming together. We've got a few more months to go. Obviously, we're going to be opening the space in January, but just for anyone who was asking, if you take out a founding membership, what essentially you're doing is paying for your first month's membership. So if you go to the crowdfunder now and you back the campaign and you pledge £35 towards a founding membership, what you're doing is paying for your membership in January. And then you'll only actually start paying your monthly membership in February. And you're reserving your place because the Northwich Makerspace will only cater to about 100 to 150 members. That exact amount of members we're only going to know for sure when the space opens. But by taking out the membership now, not only do you make it happen, you come on board and you help support the space, you also get a founding members t-shirt, which I'll show you. This is exclusively for all of our members that have backed the campaign, but you also get a £35 a month membership and not a £40 a month membership. So there's loads of reasons why you should back the campaign now. It really helps us, it helps make the space a reality, and you can be one of those proud few people. We've only got 24 members so far, so you'd be one of the 25th member with a founder's t-shirt and you'd be a part of it right from the beginning. So go over to the crowdfunder, check out that, look at the rewards down on the right hand side, and also make sure you're following us on Instagram, check us out on Facebook and on Twitter, and our YouTube channel as well where you're watching this. Or you might not be watching on YouTube, we'll be posting it everywhere. But if you follow all of those different channels, you'll be able to see all of the updates and you can make suggestions because we're still at the point now where we're still kind of bringing in all the tools and equipment. And if you drop some really cool suggestions, we might be able to add them to the space. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next update video.